as a foreigner, you face racism, conflicts with them, a lot of things that you go through like socially. And if you do not know Chinese, like if you don't know how to speak, it's very, very hard for you to stay in China and communicate with people. I feel like those are some of the things that I thought about before coming, and I'm here now, so it's a whole different experience. Hello everyone, my name is Sheldean. I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm 23 years of age and I'm currently living in Beijing, Chongping area. I arrived in Beijing, I think in 2017, and I'm a student at the University of Science and Technology in Beijing. I'm currently doing environmental engineering, and it's mostly about the environment, how we can look for things like to improve the environment, like water pollution, air pollution, land pollution, all those sorts. It's not a field that I actually wanted to do. When I came, I wanted to do mechanical engineering, but my school told me like, oh, you're the only one who's doing it like in the field, and I was like, okay, maybe I should have some other people in my class. So that's why I did environmental engineering. So yeah, that's what I'm currently doing right now. I actually didn't want to come to China recently, actually, yeah. I actually wanted to go to Russia, and I actually got an admission to go to Russia, University of Moscow, to study medicine, stomatology. That's the study of medicine for the dental health, like a dentist, but more than a dentist. So that's what I wanted to do. And my dad travels around the world, like he travels a lot of times. So he had come to China like a lot of times, I think like 3 times on sabbatical, and he spent like a year here in China, in Guilin province. I think that's like south of China. And he also stayed in Beijing, but I think for like 6 months or something. And he was like, you should go to China, you should go to China. It's more advanced and they have more technology and all of that stuff. I think China, number one, if you're a foreigner, it's convenience, because you can go outside at any time. You can buy anything online, even if it's like, you can buy like a blow dryer, like it'll come in 30 minutes. Like at home, we cannot do that. So I felt like the best thing at that particular time was convenience. And then after staying here, I still like it. I'm a student at the University of Science and Technology here in Beijing. I'm studying environmental engineering. It's about the environment, how we deal with water pollution, land pollution, air pollution, and if we can look for new materials, or we can engineer new things to help improve the environment, like sustainability. And I'm also a teacher. I'm an English teacher in Beijing. I work Monday to Friday, like normally. And during the weekends, I also have my part-time job. When I came to China, I was living on campus, so we were doing like on-campus lessons. And it was okay. Like we would start our classes like at 8 and then finish like at 4:30, maybe up until like 9 o'clock. And then the pandemic hit and we started online classes, and I started living off campus, because in the campus, like they wouldn't allow us to go out and stuff, and I like go out, so. And so I think it's okay now. It's better for me now offline, because I have more time to myself, and even if I want to do some research or whatever, I can go out and my friends will help me, and we can meet up for like to exchange information and everything. But apparently for me, all of my classmates, they went back home, so I'm the only student in my class right now in China. So it's really hard for me to do my assignments, or even if we have a class, I'm the only one in class. And yeah, so it's really pretty hard for me to manage on that part. So aside of me being a student, I'm also an English teacher here in China, and I teach in a kindergarten. I teach kids from 4 years to 5 years, and it's not an easy job, because it's very time consuming and energy consuming. Like when I come back from work, I'm so tired. Like I'm standing for like 12 hours straight, because where I live and where my job is like an hour away, so I have to wake up early and use the subway. I use the subway when I go to work because of money. It's less expensive than using a taxi every day. So I love my job. I really love teaching. I don't really like kids. Like I never used to like kids. Like at all, like at home, even like anyway, I don't really like kids. So I never really used to like kids, like at all. Like even at home, I'm like, nah. Even when someone gives me their kid, I'm like, hello, like from afar, like hi. But when I came here, my aim was not to teach English. I really wanted to focus on my studies and everything. But I was like, okay, let me just do a side hustle, get more money, you know what I mean? And that's how I started teaching. And I started like home tutoring. I would go to people's houses and teach them. It was more flexible and more easy because you can just teach them whatever you're going to teach, like ABC, phonics, what am I going to teach, whatever. And then I got a nice job like in the international school, and I was like, okay, it was a game changer, like everything has changed. And my teaching skills were like on a whole different level, and that's how I started actually liking kids. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing this because I like it as well, and because of the money. But it's something that I actually learned to love and like do it like wholeheartedly. I just look at them sometimes, I'm like, oh, they're so innocent, despite of everything that happens around in this country and all. So I really love my job. It's easy money, honestly, because some people, like, even they go to their jobs and they're like, I just came here to teach ABC and I'm going back, you know what I mean? Like if you're not in a top A school. But for my school, it's more strict because they have like curriculums that you have to follow. The kids have to do certain stuff and everything. But I really enjoy teaching. Like I feel like I'm a very good teacher. I'm a really good teacher. And I'm so patient. Like I'm very, very patient. So that's why I like to teach like young kids, because I love how energetic they are, and how that energy that they have, it also gives me energy. Like when I go to work and I'm so low, like I'm so sad, I'm like, ugh, I'm just here to just do it because, they just give me give me a different vibe, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna flow with it and everything. So that's also another thing about work. Like even if you're stressed out, if you're not feeling good, if you go to work, you have a different energy because they're kids. At the end of the day, you're like, you know what, they're innocent. Let me just play with them, or, something like that. So I think working in China is a good thing. My social life, oh my God, where do I start? I'm a very, okay, let me start with, social life, it depends with the person, if you're an introvert or an extrovert, if you're an indoors person or you're an outdoors person. So for me, I would say I'm an outdoors person. I love going out. Like it's something that I really like doing. I mean, from back from home, not just here in China, but I used to go out a lot to concerts, like Oliver Mteketi. I know a lot of people know him because he's a legend, and he's from my country, proudly Zimbabwe. So I would always go to his concerts, and a lot of celebrities would come to my country, like Caspania Vest, Wizkid, David Orr. So I would always go to their concerts, and that's how I just started like going out. So when I came to China here, I would go out a lot, like literally every weekend. Like I would be out and partying and drinking. And it's something that it's exciting. It's thrilling, actually, yeah. And I met a lot of people like from different countries, a lot of people who have different vibes, different energies. And that's how I got to know a lot of people. Like even now, if I am to go in a club, like I'll get like 20 people say hi to me. Like a lot of people know me because I used to go out a lot. So I can say my social life is really like top notch. I used to be a very outgoing person. Like I would always go to the club, I would always go out to parties and everything. But after the pandemic, I've been like an indoors person. I actually enjoy like time with myself. I have a family here, so I normally go to visit my brother or my sister, or I just stay indoors. So now I'm more for like an indoors person. I don't go out anymore. I just go out if I feel like going out to eat something different. Maybe if I want a steak, or if I want like a milkshake or something. I just want to go out and like take a breather. And what do I really like to do? I like to go to restaurants. I like exploring. I like trying new things. Like if there's a new restaurant like a sushi bar, I want to go out and try. If there's actually the one crab restaurant that I actually want to go try. Oh, apart from me eating outside, going to all these fancy restaurants and everything, I also really like cooking. Like, it's been something that has been instilled in me since I was a young kid. My mom always used to cook, and I would always cook with her all the time. So I actually am a very good cook, and I enjoy cooking a lot. Like, I cook a lot at home. Different types of foods, my home food, even like other cuisines. I also like wine, so I also go to wine restaurants and wine shops and everything, and I buy wine because I know a little bit about wine, like some history and stuff. So another thing that I like is shopping. I really like to shop, like all the time. If it's online shopping, offline shopping, going to the mall, I'm never tired. Even if I'm sick on the bed or I'm sitting down, everyone tells me like, oh, let's go shopping. I'll be like, yeah, I'm down for it, you know. Like, I'll literally go out for shopping. I like to shop. It's not about like just clothing. I also like to do grocery shopping. What else do I like to do? Shop for wine, like wine shopping. I also like to shop for sneakers. I really like sneakers. So yeah, I actually do a lot of sneaker shopping actually. What are my favorite brands? I like Moschino, especially the perfumes for the ladies, and I love jewelry. Like, I really love jewelry, a lot of jewelry that you can see. This. So I really like wearing rings and necklaces and watches and stuff. Like, I really like wearing all this stuff. If it's Michael Kors, if it's Daniel Wellington, Cartier, all of them, I like them. I like to shop for, I like dresses as well, but only when I'm going out, like for a birthday or a dinner or something, like girls out or whatever. I like basketball. I like playing basketball actually. I used to play basketball when I was in high school, but now I don't have anyone to play with, so I'm basically, looking for someone. If you know someone, just hit me up. So my cost of living is pretty high because, you know, I'm an expensive girl. When I came to China, I was staying on campus, so I would pay for my accommodation and my school fees as well because I was not on scholarship. So it was very, very expensive for me because my school fees a year is like 24,000 RMB, which is like 4,000 US dollars or more. And I had to pay accommodation, which was 6,000 a year, which was 1,000 US dollars. So all in all, I was paying like about 6,000 US dollars all in all for my first year and my second year. So I can say that was pretty expensive, but now I stay off campus. I feel like it's a bit cheaper. I stay in an apartment, so it costs like 4,600, which is like, I don't know how much that is in dollars, I forgot. I normally use the subway because I'll be going to work. Now I do online classes. I don't do offline classes anymore, so I don't need to go to school. So I use the subway when I'm going to work. It's about 14 kwai, which is $2. Very, very cheap. Very, very cheap, yeah. So I can say that's pretty a cheaper side of me. I also use a taxi sometimes, but it's a bit expensive, like about 110 RMB, which is like $20 or more or less. Yeah. I'm a person who likes to shop, like I said earlier, so most of my money goes to my clothes, and you know, because I buy a lot of clothes. Like that's something that I like to do. Like, I have a lot of friends. No, I have a lot of people that I know, a lot of associates actually. So they always invite me for their birthdays, or if they're having a party, or if it's a house party. So that's when I normally like to dress up and I buy something, like that. And I'm also a person who likes sneakers. So I buy a lot of sneakers. Like, if there's a latest sneaker like the Dunk or AJ1 or I don't know, Louis V or something, I actually, that's where I spend most of my money. Like, a Dunk is what, like 1,500 RMB, which is almost 200 or 300 US dollars. So yeah, it's a bit expensive. So I have a couple of sneakers, a lot, that I own. So I feel like that's where most of my money goes to. And oh, one other thing, you know, for us black girls living here, like in foreign countries, it's really hard for us to find hairdressers, like people who dress our hair, like our natural hair. You know, black girl magic, you know, Black Lives Matter. So it's really hard to find someone who knows how to handle black hair, and it's very expensive. Even if you find like an African who knows how to do your hair, they'll charge you like very expensive prices. Like to do braids, it can be like 450 RMB to 600, like almost $100 to do your hair. So I also feel like that's where most of my money goes to as well. Like I normally do my hair in summer and spring. In winter, I normally wear like wigs, and like the wigs, like this one I'm wearing right now, because it's winter, so it's pretty cold. So I normally wear like a wig. It's not so expensive. Like if you buy a wig, it's like 1,000 something to 2,000 RMB, which is like 100, 200 US dollars or more. And even if we decide to do our hair at the salon, then it's more expensive actually. So I think that's where most of my money also goes. There's my hair. Is my lifestyle affordable? I mean, yeah. I mean, I work for an A school, so I get pretty much money. So I think it's affordable. Yeah, I think so. Maybe to some people. Some people don't actually like to, like, I can't say take care of themselves, but they don't really like to spend on themselves. But I do, so I don't think it's affordable for everyone. But if you like to take care of yourself, then yeah, I think it's affordable. Is it possible to save in China? I think so. A lot of people actually save. A lot of people save a lot of money and build back home or do a lot of investments back home. So I think it's affordable. It's possible to save money if you have a saving mindset and if you know what you want to do with the money anyway. I think I can also save money. I'm working on that actually. I'm working on that. I don't spend everything that I earn, so when it's like a reverse psychologist. Saving comes with a mindset. What do you want to do with the money when you earn it? Or do I want to do this, or should I put this aside? As for me, I think I can save. I'm able to save some money every time that I get money. So I think it's possible to save. It's about a person actually. Okay, so about my future in China, I've been in China for almost 5 years now. And do I see myself here after 5 years? No. I'm graduating in a few months to come. So probably after I graduate, maybe I'll go home or not. Or I might stay for 1 more year. A lot of people are actually leaving. A lot of my friends have left, and due to some reasons and everything. China is a very good country to stay. It's a very good country to invest in. The technology is always evolving to new technology, everything. So I also feel like it's a good country to invest in, like even if you want to stay here and you want to work for a Chinese company or do something. So honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be in China in the next few years or not. My Instagram handle is Murezi Sheldean, Murezi Sheldean. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, I don't have many social platforms. I'm anti-social. I actually went on Instagram just because someone forced me to go there. But yeah, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to kojofilms.
You know, we have to hustle on the side, and basically here the little hustling on the side is to teach English in basic school. That's one of the common work that you can get around when you come to Beijing. So